Good morning, class. My name
Good
is
morning.
Dr. Raipu, and you can call me Dr. A. This is your course, Math 119A. Welcome to your course. I have sent you several emails regarding the course. I hope you've had a chance to explore that. In any event, you're here, so let's quickly explore the course. Here's the homepage of Canvas. Starts with a welcome message. I hope you watched it. Basically, I'm welcoming you. I'm very happy to have you here, and I wish you all best of luck. You can contact me anytime you want, and I get back to you pretty much immediately using the email within maximum 24 hours. Number 2, class philosophy. Class philosophy, in short, it says that this is a community and we are here to help one another, and we just make sure to follow the proper etiquette, and we are absolutely respectful of everyone. Number 3, the announcements, and let me put this in student mode. Under the announcements, by the way, you can click on the announcements right here in green or on the left navigation bar. Either way makes no difference. It takes you here. We've already received a bunch of announcements regarding an old recorded orientation. Welcome on orientation. Welcome to your virtual course. I've sent you a couple of emails already, and some have already explored their class. Number 4. Under number 4, we see the syllabus, modules, homework, practice test keys, discussion forum, exams. And this is the office hours. And the office hours has a different Zoom meeting, which is again Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you have the time, basically 8 to 9, 7:50 to 9. And it's not the same Zoom meeting that we have on the left navigation bar. We do have the Zoom meeting for the class. So let's go one by one, starting with the syllabus. Again, you can click on the syllabus here or on the left navigation bar. First, I want to give you the Excel calendar that gives you the synopsis of the timing as far as how we meet and when is the exam. So today is our first meeting. Semester began yesterday, and the first day is today. Today is the orientation, the first day of class. And then we start with various sections, as you see on the left, on the right side. And the exams, they take place every few weeks. For example, the first one is week 4, so on and so forth. And so that's the calendar. Here's the syllabus, and it's a long one. So what I've done, first I put the information about the class, then I have the topics here so you can go to a topic of interest, because I understand nowadays students don't read all of them, but let me just quickly recap for a couple of minutes. The material, we'll cover the first 5 chapters: catalog description, course goals, text. Everything is free. It's through OpenStax. I will show you when we go through My Open Math, or MOM, I'm going to call it for short, where we do our online assignments, homework, exams, you name it. Here's a rough calendar. So every few weeks we have the exam, like the first one, and that's what you want to be concerned with for now. Exam takes place in week 4. The final exam schedule is also here, as you can see. meeting important dates, calculators. You can use a calculator, just about any calculator you want, but during the exam, graphing calculators are not allowed. Tech support for MOM or My Open Math, as well as the campus tech support. The tutoring center, and mostly the most important part, I believe it should be the grading policy. We have 4 exams, 400 points. Homework, 250 points, and you have multiple attempts. Basically, as long as you do it before the due date, you're fine. I don't time the homework. Needless to say, the exam is timed. We also have this one, and this is a module called Biology, Calculus, Student Success Unit. That's only 50 points, 5% of the course. Great. And it's extremely simple. At the same time, it will help you learn how to navigate everything and be successful, not only in this course, but in all of your courses. The final is comprehensive and it's 300 points. And I got to tell you, although it's comprehensive, it's pretty simple because all you have to do, review the previous exams. There is no makeup exam. However, I dropped the lowest exam grade among the first 4 as long as the final is good. That means B, 80% or higher. Homework is at 95% or higher. And when I change that specific grade, it changes the whole grade, at least 1 letter grade. So otherwise, it makes no sense. And again, I have the same thing, the synopsis of that here. Online homework, Biology, Calculus, Student Success Unit. Each exam is 100 points. The final is 300. So the total is 1,000 points. That makes it easy to calculate. 90% or higher is an A, 80% or higher is B, 70% or higher is C, and so forth. As I mentioned, there is no makeup exam, and I follow just the campus policy. If something comes up, you can always contact me in advance. I'll try to accommodate you. There's really no late work. If you do that, there are some homework assignments. You may do that, and that has a penalty of 10%. I found this is really interesting, called CSULB Study 36, which means if you have 12 units and you're a full-time student, you need 36 hours to be successful. In this case, we have a 3-unit course, so you need 9 hours outside to do a good job on the class. This is on the average. For some students, it may require a little bit more, depending on your prior knowledge of mathematics. And there are other things like dropping policy and withdrawal. You want to follow, again, the information that you can find online regarding that. CSULB commitment, eliminating anti-Blackness, undocumented students, class safety during COVID. All of the above, everything is mentioned here, basic needs. And summary steps to success. You can always go back and look at every topic, especially the topics that you want to spend more time understanding how it's conducted. So in short, you want to read your notes, do the problems in your notes before you really attempt your homework, carefully studying the lecture PowerPoints, creating a formula sheet, doing the examples and the homework. It definitely gets you ready for the exam. Here's the office hours. You can find the information here, as well as the homepage of the Canvas. At the bottom of the homepage, you have the information. All you have to click on this and join the proper timing. So that's the case for that. And then the holidays are here, so on and so forth. So that is the synopsis of our syllabus. Going back to the first page, the next one says modules. What do we find under the modules? We see the practice test, the PowerPoints, the key to the practice test. Homework can be found there, and practice test and keys. And then I'm going to go to the discussion forum and exam. So let's see what we find under the modules. So on the left navigation bar, you can click on the modules, or right here, makes no difference. So just for the sake of argument, when we go under the modules, we see my open math, exam 1 module, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, and the final exam review, and some information about the calculator and calculator commands if you want to use a TI calculator. Again, remember, for the exams, it is not a lot, but I do have information regarding that. For now, we really want to concentrate on two things: exam 1 module and my open math. Why is that? Because when we learn about exam 1 module, the rest of them pretty much repeat: exam 2 module, 3 module, and so forth. So let's start with the exam 1 module. I'm going to leave this for last because I want to quickly show you what happens with my open math. So right here under exam 1 module, I start with this exam 1. And the only reason I put it as the first thing is because I want you to spend about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, this, as soon as we're done, to get an idea what the exam 1 will cover. And I have the questions and the key. You have to go through the process. You may not be able to do any of them yet, but as we go through the lectures, you're going to have an easy time with that. And on a regular basis, all you have to do a couple of questions, 2 or 3 questions per day. By the time we get to the exam week, you'll be more than ready to tackle the exam. If all you have to do is just review this again, just to be on the safe side. So there may be, it seems to be a lot of questions, but if you do that, a couple of questions, so there are 39, 40, over 40 questions. If you do 1 or 2 questions per day, it's not a lot. If you want to do it at the end, there will be a lot of work class. So going back to the modules, then exam 1, if I click on this where it says exam 1, those are the sections we cover for exam 1. So those are the exam 1 PowerPoints in essence. And I do have those with the review for exam 1 here also. Basically, if you click on it, you don't have to, when you come to class, you don't have to do a lot of writing. The way I have set it up is that you have my PowerPoints as far as the definitions and proofs are concerned. However, when we come across examples, you don't have to even write the examples, but I'm going to go through the solution step by step, and that's when you start writing. So again, in short, when it comes to writing, you don't have to write definitions, you don't have to write proofs, just pay attention, learn them. So what do you have to write? When we get to the examples, you do have the examples, but not the solutions. Solutions take place in class. So going back to modules, and this one, is the exam 1 review in the form of a PowerPoint that we do have it here. We do have the recording, and of course, the week before the exam, a couple of days before the exam, I start going over it again, step by step with details. As far as writing, you don't have to write anything, just be there, pay attention, and make sure you learn them step by step. So in short, what do we find under exam 1 module? First, the review that we need to do, it includes the key, not the solution. The solution is up to you. Then we have the PowerPoints that are posted. Everything is there except the solution to the examples. You want to write them step by step as we go through the lectures. Finally, when we do the exam review with the PowerPoint, you don't have to write anything, you do have the PowerPoint, you really want to pay attention, because not only I have that, I also have its recording. In fact, right here, and again, module 2, module 3, you don't have to worry about that. So on the left navigation bar, where it says recorded lectures, exam review, if you click on it, this is my YouTube channel that says new YouTube. And it's got the sections. And it got the exam. See, when we are done with the sections that are covered for the first exam, then you see exam 1 review that has been recorded, and then we move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. So this is the YouTube channel. Also, this one, it gives you the instruction as to how to take the exam. For now, you don't have to worry about it. As we get closer and closer to taking the exam, I will explain that to you. And I highly recommend you take a couple of minutes going through this PowerPoint. Going back to the homepage. Under the modules, we found the practice test or exam review. We found the PowerPoints. We have the practice test. And we are going to solve it gradually. The homework is there. I'm going to click on it in a moment to see what's happening. Practice test keys, and then the homework and exam, both of them. If I click on homework or the exam, will bring us here, and it refers to the fact that at the top, right here, we have my open math where we do the work. I'm going to come back to that because I want to leave that for the last. And notice the next one says discussion forum. So whether you click on the discussion forum here or on the left navigation bar, what do we find? First, we find the student bios. So please just, I put mine in case you have an idea, what you want to write. Okay, you don't have to follow mine by any means, but, I put mine. And then you can add yours by simply replying. And this is FAQ, frequently asked questions. For example, the question is, okay, how do I use the math editor? Do I need a course ID? No, there is no need for a course ID because my open math, you registered through Canvas. Do I need a text? So on and so forth. So a lot of questions are already answered here. I highly recommend you take a couple of minutes. It takes less than 5 minutes of your time to go through that. So going back to the home page, we basically covered everything. So I'm going to go back to the modules. And the first one says Math 119.8. This is where, see, and it says, please read this. No need for course ID to log into. So just click on it. And all you have to do, if you have an account, that's fine. If not, just like any other account that you want to make, you make up a username, password, you put the information, you create an account, and you start with the course. That's all there is to it. Okay? So when that happens, then you can go to my open math. So what do we find here? The very first thing, everybody, it's mandatory assignment, introduction to my open math. Why did I put this at the top? Because I want you to do this first, and it's due in a couple of days. And I want you to learn how to use my open math. This is where everything happens, okay? So I'm going to start with that. The idea is this will run you through how to put in the information as far as dealing with my open math. For example, the very first one, enter this number. Notice the moment I click on this blank, it brings me a math editor. So if I want to use a fraction, if I want to use powers or subscript or radicals, we can use that. So I want to put in this number, 59.3951. So I put the number. The next one says, enter the number, but round it to the nearest hundreds. That means I look at number 9, and next to it is 5. I'm going to go up. So it becomes 59 point, and it's going to be, when 9 goes up, becomes 0, and 3 becomes 4, so 40. Division by 0. Can I divide by 0? As you know, it's undefined. So if I click here and look for undefined, they don't have undefined. So we have to go with DNE, does not exist. We really, when it's undefined, we should use undefined, but they don't have it here. So if we submit the question, notice the check marks. That means we haven't made a mistake. And if we've made a mistake, we just, all we have to take a look up here. If I get a similar question, let's say I made a mistake here, I get a similar question, I can do something similar and get my 4 credit. Now, here's the next one, here's the next one, and let's say something comes up and I can't finish this. So if I click done, notice what it shows. It shows question 1 with a check mark. I have it right. The rest are unattempted. So what can I do? I can resume and start working on the rest of them, or I can exit. If I exit, anytime I come back, it shows me that I have the first one right, and the other ones that are unattempted, I have to work on it. And it has also registered my grade as 1 out of however many I have done. So you don't have to worry about that. Your grade is there. The next thing is the exams. You don't have to worry about it. I just show you. If you click on this arrow and open it, it shows you exams 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So I'm going to close up because we are not worried about that yet. Then it's the course description. Then it's the calendar. I want you to pay attention to calendar. According to the calendar, all the homework are due, with the exception of this initial one, which is introduction to my open math, which is due right now this Saturday. The rest of them are crammed here on Friday. Does it mean that right before the exam? Everything is due before the exam. Does that mean I have to wait until then? Absolutely not. Anytime I finish a section, please, you should do your homework. Otherwise, if you wait for this date, you will be way behind. Please don't do that. Then notice what we have: module 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just the way we have it in Canvas. But what is module 0? Okay, if you click on module 0 contains tons and tons of resources. For example, here's our part of our text. And look, if you click on view online, let me close this, it gives us the sections, so on and so forth. Okay, so we have, other, I've used other text here. As we come across it, you'll see it. And so we have the, for example, book here for pre-calculus here. It's some sequences and their notation. When we cover that, it's here. Then we have graphing calculators, online graphing calculators, scientific calculators. Everything you need, I have them here for the sake of argument. If you click on that, this is a scientific calculator. You don't have to pay a penny for anything, including your calculators. Okay. Then the next one says, okay, about the late pass, calendar, grade book. It gives you all the information to get familiar with my open math. Then look at the next one, says free online calculators. As I put it here, then I have also have it here. There's a playlist as far as the scientific calculators, so on and so forth, are concerned. Also the videos, for example, how do you use Desmos? There is a video for that. So in short, there are a lot of resources. There's one more resource. It says pre-calculus review. I highly recommend you go through that unless you're very comfortable with your prior knowledge of mathematics. It's got the videos, homework. They will not be graded, but they are here. So module 0 has a lot of resources, the text, various calculators, online calculators for free, information about my open math, pre-calculus review, which will not be graded. So that's module 0. Your course starts with module 1. So 1.6, that's the first one. And again, we will have the PowerPoint, we will go over that. But aside from that, see, if you click on this, it will take you to the sequences that is covered here, sequences. If you click on this one, it takes you to series. It is a different calculus. This is volume 1. This is volume 2. So 2 different things. But anyways, coming back here, then we have more information here. What I'd like you to do is to definitely check the videos. You see, all of these videos are about this section. Especially if something comes up, you miss the class or the PowerPoints that we go, although I do have the recording. So aside from my PowerPoints, aside from our recordings, there are video recordings here. I highly recommend you check them. And by any chance, if any of them has a broken link, please let me know. And after that, you're ready to go with the homework. And it works just as I showed you. When you go with the homework, when you put the information, see, it opens a math editor. You put the answer and you can come back anytime. I mean, obviously the first term is given as 1. Or the second one is given as 2. So for example, the third one, it says a sub n is a sub n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2. That means add the previous one, so that makes it 3. So just for the sake of argument, if you submit the question, notice what happens. It gives you check mark. All of them are correct, except the other ones haven't been done. So if I click done, it just shows me that, again, even the first question, I got 0.6 out of 1 because I didn't finish it, and the rest of them are unattempted. And that's exactly what happened with the first assignment. So let's take a couple of minutes to recap everything. First and foremost, here's the homepage of Canvas. We have a welcome message, class philosophy, announcements, and then syllabus. Everything that I'm showing you here, you can find it on the left navigation bar. Modules, we have the practice test. Under the modules, we have the practice test or exam review. We have the PowerPoints, and the PowerPoint and recording can be found here, by the way. The PowerPoint of the exam review will be covered towards the end of the module. And again, module 2, module 3, module 4, then information about final exam review and graphing calculators. So going back to the homepage, it's got where you do the homework, practice test, discussion forum, exams, student office hours, and on the left navigation bar, I want you to know 2 very important places. One of them is the recorded lectures. Those are my recorded lectures, YouTube channel. And the other one is Zoom meeting. This is where you find your class meeting. So all you have to do is just go here And in your case, you see join. In your case, on the right side, you see join. As far as your homework takes place, your homework exams takes place here. The first assignment is Introduction to Open Math. You don't worry about the exams, but you can find them right after that. Course description, calendar. Module 0 has tons and tons and tons of resources. Module 1. And you don't have to worry about any other modules because by the time you finish module 1, you know exactly what to do with the rest of it. So I hope it's clear. And I wish everybody best of luck. And I know you do well. Happy studying, everybody.